Alright everyone, welcome back. So we continue on with our previews with 2 of 8. It's going to be a crazy next couple of days, but we have the New York Islanders and the Carolina Hurricanes to preview here today. So if you're wondering to yourself, I've seen this series before. Well, yeah, you're right. This was a series that happened last year in the first round. It resulted in the Hurricanes winning in 5 games. However, it's different circumstances, and this game could either be closer or further apart, depending on how you look at it. So, the Hurricanes, let's start off with them, with their team stats. The Hurricanes are 53, 23, and 7 at the end of the season with 111 points. They are third in the NHL. They have a 27, 10, and 4 record at home, and they're 25, 13, and 3 on the road. So, this is a team here that has really good, all around really good stats on paper. They have good stats all around. 279 goals for 216. That's a good 60 goal differential there that they have. They have a 27.1 power play percentage, which is second, and they have an 86.3 penalty kill percentage, which is first. So not only are they good 5-on-5, they are spectacular on the penalty kill and on the power play too. So special teams wise, another team here to watch out for. We talked about the Rangers last one. They have a really good power play and a really good penalty kill. The Hurricanes, it's the same. They have a good differential as well. They are very hard to beat at home. That's one thing I've realized. They do not go down easy at home. So that is something to look out for there. When you look at the other end with the New York Islanders, the Islanders are 39, 27, and 16 for 94 points. They are 15th in the NHL. They are 21, 10, and 10 at home, and they're 18, 17, and 6 on the road. So the Islanders have stats that are not great. I'm not going to lie. The stats, when you look at them on paper, aren't great, but this team really did improve since bringing in Patrick Roy, since firing Lane Lambert. This team's really improved since then. Now, they're kind of like the Capitals in an instance where their goal differential is negative. They have a 246 goals for, 263 goals against, for about a minus 20, 17 goal differential, somewhere around there. So, definitely, they don't have a great goal differential, but their power play and penalty kill are not good either. They have a 19.4 power play percentage, which is 19th, and they have the worst penalty kill in the league at a 71.8. So, that is something to keep in mind there. You see that the Islanders have the worst power play, and the Hurricanes have the second best, or the worst penalty kill. The Hurricanes have the second best power play. Yeah, no, the Islanders do not want to take penalties against this Hurricanes team. And that's a lot what killed them last year when I looked at that. A lot of what killed the Islanders last series was that they just took a lot of penalties, and the Hurricanes really capitalized on a lot of their mistakes. And the Islanders can't do that this year. Now, I understand that the Islanders are not a great road record. It's pretty much 500. So going to Carolina like they did last year, they actually lost the first 2. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that the same thing this year. That is a very possible thing that could happen. But they are very good at home, so the Hurricanes have to be worried about that for sure. When you look at individual numbers, moving out of the team stats, you got Sebastian Aho here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Aho with 78 games played, 36 goals, 53 assists for 89 points. And on the other end, for the first leading scorer of the Islanders, you got Matthew Barzal with 80 games played, 23 goals, 57 assists for 80 points. So, again, two different teams here, or two different players here. Aho's a guy who I really have enjoyed with Carolina the last couple of years. Again, a player who doesn't score a ton. Isn't a guy who gets like 100 points, 120 points. He's not that kind of player, but he's still very effective, still a very underrated player, and him playing along with some of the guys he has, it's very scary to watch out for him. So you got to be careful there of Aho. And Barzal, too, has been good this year. A good point-per-game player. Kind of gets underrated at points. I do think that he has become a more underrated player in the league, but I do think he is going to be a force to be reckoned with against the Carolina Hurricanes for sure. Second in scoring is Jake Guentzel, actually, for Carolina. Guentzel with 67 games played, 30 goals, 47 assists for 77 points. And the Islanders one's actually Noah Dobson. Dobson with 79 games played, 10 goals, 60 assists for 70 points. So that is interesting there, Noah Dobson in the second leading guy for the Islanders. Dobson, again, as I mentioned in videos, he's been a very effective defenseman. I made a video on the Islanders about a few days ago. So Dobson's been a very notable offensively powered defenseman who has been really valuable to the Islanders. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets Norris votes. I don't know if he's a finalist, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets some Norris votes there. We'll see. And then Guentzel, too. I mean, he's coming from Pittsburgh. He's a deadline acquisition. He's a guy that you add him to that already really good top 6. Yeah, that's a scary top 6 when you're looking at that. And even so, it improves the depth as well with this Hurricanes team. And the crazy thing is, too, a lot of these guys are young, and they're going to tear it up. So we'll see if Gensel stays in Carolina after this year. But if the Hurricanes go on a long run, there is a good chance that he does. Third in scoring, Seth Jarvis. Jarvis with 81 games played, 33 goals, 34 assists for 67 points. And for the Islanders, it's Brock Nelson. Nelson with 82 games played, 34 goals, 35 assists for 69 points. So Seth Jarvis there is a player to me who has been insanely valuable for the Hurricanes. You look at the numbers. When Jarvis doesn't score a point, this team usually loses. Like, when Jarvis doesn't score a point, they're not so good. When Jarvis does score a point, they're winning a lot of their games. So that goes to show the value that Seth Jarvis brings. And Jarvis has also been a player who has been progressively improving over the last couple of years. And it's actually pretty superb to see. He's probably one of the best players from that draft class, that 2020 draft class that was left with a little bit of, a lot of guys who were selected at weird times. But Jarvis definitely, he's looking like an absolute steal. And then Brock Nelson's been with the Islanders for a very long time, as I mentioned, a very effective 35-goal scorer. He's a player who, if I'm looking for a clutch goal, I think I'm going to Brock Nelson. I think that's who I'm going to. If I'm an Islanders fan trying to look for a clutch goal. Fourth in scoring is Teuvo Teravainen. Teravainen with 76 games played, 25 goals, 28 assists for 53 points. And then you got Bo Horvat on the fourth side end for the Islanders with 81 games played, 33 goals, 35 assists, 68 points. Teravainen, again, has been a guy who has kind of had a little bit of a down season for his standards. I feel like last year was a much better year for him, but still putting up good numbers, having a pretty good pace this year with the Hurricanes. Definitely a player to watch out for when you're looking at a second line forward like him. And then Horvat, too. I said in my Islanders video a few days ago that he definitely isn't worth his contract, but he's still a really good, effective 70-point scorer who could definitely get some good goals for the Islanders as well. And then finally, fifth in scoring, you got Marty Necas. Necas with 77 games played, 24 goals, 29 assists for 53 points. And then you have Kyle Palmieri for the Islanders. Palmieri with 82 games played, 30 goals, 24 assists for 54 points. Yeah, so Necas has been great this year. I feel like it's been a little bit of an year for him. Not like a bad year, but still an year. Still putting up good numbers for Carolina. And then Palmieri on the other end there. I think he's kind of been forgot about, and it's crazy that he has 54 points this year. So Palmieri, very significant there to what the Islanders have been doing. And yeah, hopefully we will see them put up some good numbers. So when it comes to deadline acquisitions, kind of like the Capitals, the Islanders didn't do anything. They didn't do anything at this deadline. The Capitals at least sold off players. The Islanders just didn't. They didn't sell off anyone. The Hurricanes did get guys though. They got Jake Gensel, as I mentioned earlier on in this video. Gensel, again, you add him into that top 6, it's a scary top 6. And then you get a guy like Kuznetsov, too. Kuznetsov with a lot of experience, a player who has been in the playoffs many times before, has been on long playoff runs. So I think Kuznetsov is a valuable, maybe fourth-line center, could get you some good secondary scoring at this point in his career. And hey, if he's trying to go for a cup, we'll see it. We'll see if the Hurricanes can get him at. And then when you look at guys that I do want to mention from each team, you got Orlov to start off with there for the Hurricanes. Sorry, Orlov I think has been a great defenseman this year. I feel like been a good third pairing guy. Jacob Slavin too, another guy to mention. Should have mentioned him before Orlov, but Slavin probably the best defenseman on this Hurricanes team. Does not get a lot of points, but does provide a lot of the defensive end of things. And then Andrei Svechnikov, who was actually not in the top 5 here. For the leading scorers because he was out for a few games this season. Svech has like 59 games played and that's 52 points. So that is significant there to show what Svechnikov can do. And he's a guy that I'm a little bit worried about if I'm the Islanders heading into the playoffs this year. And then for the other side, you got Anders Lee. Lee's the captain of this team. Is a guy who could look out for goals there. Pageau has come up in years past and has scored plenty of clutch goals for this team. Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock I'm going to put together. Probably the best defensive pairing in the NHL, or definitely up there for sure. I think that is something the Hurricanes need to watch out for as well. The Islanders are going to win this series. They're going to win by playing defensively. They're going to win by playing that defensive type style that they've played for in years past. That's what helped them got past Boston in previous years, and even some other teams they played as well, like the Flyers a few years ago. So definitely, if they want to get back to that Eastern Conference Finals-esque, they're going to need to do that again against Carolina. And when you're looking at in the crease, your goalie matchup, you got Frederik Andersen for the Hurricanes with a 13-2-0 record, a 1.84 and a .932. Your backup is Kochetkov. So I do think that, as I've said in other Hurricanes videos, I think that really what the Hurricanes are going to do is they're going to use that goalie triangle to their advantage. I think that's what they're going to try and do heading into these playoffs. They may start Andersen first game, they may start Kochetkov, and if one of them has a bad game, they'll go to the other, or they'll go to Spencer Martin. So they have plenty of options there when it comes to goaltending end of things. So that's something I look out for if I'm the Hurricanes, or if I'm the Islanders. They're going to be moving their goalies around a lot. Then you look at the Islanders end of things. You got Ilya Sorokin, who's probably going to start 25, 19, and 12, a 3.01 and a .909. Their backup is Varlamov. So I know Varlamov's been really more effective over the last stretch of games before the end of the season. But I think Sorokin they go with as a starter. I think Sorokin in the playoffs will be a much different goalie than we've seen this year. His stats obviously this year have been not bad, but they've been a little bit underwhelming considering the fact that we've seen him do much better in previous years. So we'll see what we get there out of Sorokin. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good series. I do think this is going to be closer than people think. A lot of people have said that this is going to be an easy sweep for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are going to hand it to the Islanders. I'm not necessarily on that side of things. I do think the Hurricanes will win, but not in a sweep or not in a close series. I have the Hurricanes in 7. I think I just look at this team. I look at the Islanders. I can't justify not just saying they're going to get swept. I can't see it. Maybe something happens last year where they lose in 5 games, but I can't see them getting swept. I think they're really going to keep it close, and especially, too, they were hot heading into the playoffs. They have won, I think, 9 of their last 11 games heading into the playoffs. So definitely there. I do think that teams that do start out hot and are hot heading into the playoffs do typically do well in the playoffs. But I don't think they beat Carolina. I think Hurricanes win in 7. Let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe down below. That would be greatly appreciated. We got 6 more of these to go. I'm probably going to do the Battle of Florida next, and then Boston, Toronto at the end of the day. West ones will be tomorrow probably. But regardless, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.